8 signs that reveal you're losing yourself. Let's get right into it. Number 1. You don't recognize your reflection anymore. There's a strange kind of sadness that hits when you look in the mirror and realize you don't really know the person staring back. You've got the same face, the same body, the same life, but something feels off. The spark's gone. The eyes look tired in a way makeup can't fix. That's what happens when you spend too long becoming who everyone else needs you to be. You start saying yes when you mean no, doing things that don't feel like you, and adjusting yourself to fit rooms you were never meant to fit in. And slowly, without even noticing, you stop asking what you actually want. It's not that you've changed, it's that you've drifted. You've drifted away from the version of you that was curious, spontaneous, and alive. The version that made choices out of passion, not obligation. But here's the beautiful part. That person isn't gone. They're just buried under routines, responsibilities, and expectations. They're waiting for you to stop pretending and start choosing again. When you finally do, you'll look in the mirror and think, oh, there you are. Number 2. You say I'm fine even when you're not. Ah, yes, the 2 most common lies in America. I'm fine, and I'll start Monday. You've probably said it 100 times this week, even when you were stressed, lonely, or one inconvenience away from snapping. But the words roll off your tongue automatically because, well, that's what we're taught to do. We grow up learning that composure equals strength, that if you can smile through pain, you're resilient. But here's the thing. Holding it together all the time isn't strength. It's emotional suffocation. You can only pretend for so long before your body starts waving red flags, headaches, fatigue, burnout. And ironically, the moment you stop pretending, you actually start healing. Saying, I'm not okay doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. So maybe next time someone asks how you are, skip the script. You don't have to spill your whole life story, but at least give yourself permission to be honest. Because pretending you're fine keeps you stuck. But honesty, that's where you start to find yourself again. Number 3. You can't remember what makes you happy anymore. Somewhere along the way, living turned into functioning. You wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, and repeat until everything starts to blur. Things that used to bring you joy now feel distant, like memories from someone else's life. Music doesn't hit. Hobbies feel pointless. Even weekends don't feel like breaks anymore. It's not that you don't care, it's that you're exhausted. You've been running on autopilot for so long that your brain doesn't even remember what joy feels like. You mistake relief for happiness and distraction for peace. But joy isn't something you find, it's something you notice. It lives in small, ordinary moments. The smell of coffee, sunlight on your skin, a song you forgot you loved. When you start paying attention, you'll realize happiness never left. You just stopped looking for it. So, here's your homework. Do one small thing today just for you. Not because it's productive, not because it impresses anyone, just because it makes your soul exhale a little. That's how you start remembering what happy feels like. Number 4. You keep saying yes when you want to say no. Let's be real, saying no is terrifying. You don't want to disappoint people, you don't want conflict, and deep down, you just want to be liked. So you say yes to extra work, last-minute favors, plans you don't want, conversations that drain you. You become the reliable one, but inside, you're quietly falling apart. Here's the truth. Every yes you give that goes against your gut is a silent no to yourself. You trade peace for approval, rest for reputation, authenticity for acceptance. And that's how people slowly disappear, not through tragedy, but through politeness. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They keep the right people in and the wrong energy out. Saying no doesn't make you rude, it makes you honest. And if someone's love or respect depends on your compliance, that's not a relationship. That's a performance. The day you start saying no without guilt is the day you stop losing yourself. Number 5. You measure your worth by how productive you are. Somewhere along the line, rest became a dirty word. If you're not hustling, grinding, or crossing off a to-do list, you feel guilty, lazy, like you're falling behind in a race that no one else even signed up for. Sound familiar? That's not ambition, that's self-neglect in disguise. You've tied your identity so tightly to achievement that doing nothing feels wrong. But here's the thing, your worth isn't a scoreboard. You don't become more valuable by being more exhausted. In America, productivity is practically a religion. We glorify burnout like it's a badge of honor. Look how busy I am. Look how tired I am. But constantly proving you're enough by doing more is the fastest way to lose yourself. Rest is not a reward you earn. It's a right you have. The world won't fall apart if you pause. In fact, you might finally hear yourself think. You might remember what actually matters. You are not a machine. You're a human being. And humans aren't meant to run 247. You don't need to earn rest. You need to allow it. Number 6, you feel like you're living on autopilot. Wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. Days blur together until you can't tell Monday from Thursday. You're technically alive, but not really living. It's like you're trapped in a loop that used to feel like your life, but now just feels rented. You drive to work and can't remember the route. You finish your day and have no idea what you actually did. That's not forgetfulness, that's disconnection. Your brain loves routine because it feels safe, but too much sameness turns life into a slideshow. Everything looks familiar, but nothing moves you anymore. Autopilot is a survival mode, not a living mode. It's what happens when you stop checking in with yourself. So, break the loop, change something small, take a new route home, eat breakfast outside, turn off your phone for an hour. Do something unexpected, just for you. Because sometimes, shaking up the small things wakes up the big parts of you that fell asleep. You're not meant to live like a robot. You're meant to feel alive, not just exist. Number 7, you avoid being alone with your thoughts. You always need noise, the TV on, music blasting, endless scrolling. Silence feels uncomfortable, almost scary, because in the quiet, your mind starts talking, and you're not sure you want to hear what it has to say. So, you distract yourself. But distraction doesn't heal, it just delays. The thoughts you avoid don't disappear. They wait. They whisper louder each time you turn the volume up. Here's the truth. Being alone with your thoughts isn't dangerous, it's revealing. It's where honesty lives. It's where your real feelings, the ones you've been suppressing, finally show up and say, "Hey, remember me?" Start small. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Go for a walk without headphones. Write down what you're thinking, even if it makes no sense. At first, it'll feel awkward. Then it'll feel real. Because healing doesn't happen when you run from your thoughts. It happens when you stop running. Number 8, you miss yourself, but you can't explain why. You catch yourself thinking, "I used to be happier. I used to laugh more." But you can't pinpoint when it changed. It just did. Slowly, quietly. You didn't wake up one day and lose yourself. It happened bit by bit. Every time you ignored your feelings, every time you chose comfort over honesty, every time you said yes when your soul screamed no, you started fading. And now you're left missing someone you used to be, you. But here's the beautiful thing. You're not gone. You're just buried under layers of responsibility, fatigue, and pretending. And the fact that you miss yourself means you're already on your way back. So, stop trying to go back to who you were. Instead, move toward who you're becoming, wiser, softer, more self-aware. Because sometimes losing yourself is just life's way of helping you meet the real you for the first time. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.